kota uqala ku2023 siyehlise unemployment ngo9% eThekwini. Uhlelo losizo lomphakathi kuzongenelelwa ngendlela ezahlukahlukene ukuthi laba bangakwazi ukukhokhela ama services nabenesimo esinzima emnothweni sikwazi ukubabhekelela ukuthi nabo mawusuqoqa yonke ke into ezobhekela imndeni nezakhamuzi ezakhele idolobha lethu izindlu engaphezulu kwa866,000 ezohlumela kulolu hlelo. Kodwa lolu hlelo luzobe lingasilona uhlelo luthi amanzi amahala ugesi amahala kuphela ikhishiwe imali eprovider for lokho ewu4.47 billion rand kodwa mase kufika kubahlali kuzobe sekumahala kubona. Lolu hlelo lifaka lolu sizo lilandelayo. Izakhiwo zokuhlala zenani elifinyelela ku350,000 ngeke zikhokhiswe ama rates ezingaphezulu ka350,000 ngeke ikhokhiswe ama rates kusukela ku120,000 oqala wenani lesakhiwo sakho umuntu bese siqala umkhwisa above 120,000. Abanikazi bezindawo zokuhlala abenza u4220 noma ngaphansi ngenyanga abanezakhiwo ezingaphezulu kuka350,000 kodwa ezingeqile ku650,000 bazokwazi ukufaka izicelo zezaphulelo zama rates. Izakhiwo zabahola impesheni imndeni ephethwe izingane abathola izibonelelo zokukhubazeka nabangakwazi ukusebenza ngenxa yokugula ngokuthi abaqashi babo sebahlalise emakhaya bona ngeke bakhokhiswe ama rates uma ama rates abo onyaka engeqi isaphulelo esibekwe sika 5290. Izaphulelo zabahola impesheni zizogcina ezakhiweni ezingeqile ku2.5 million rand. Shuthi sibonile lapho ukuthi kuyenzeka kube khona ipensioner kodwa enendlu engaphezulu ka2.5 million rand. Ngakho ke akusho ukuthi leyo muntu ngoba indlu yakhe iyabiza shuthi uzokwazi ukukhokhela izidingo. So kubalekile ukuthi sibalekelele kakhulukazi ama pensioners ukubhekelela lezo zimo lezo. Ukucisha kwagesi ngenhloso yokuwonga sizokhumbula sonke ukuthi iTheku like laba noshwele lo shwele obukwenziwa ukuthi sike saba nekhukhula lapha ezibulala inqala sizinda yethu besinikezwe ithuba lokuthi silungise leyo nqala sizinda yalinyazwa zikhukhula. Kodwa konke lokho ongasho ukuthi sekulunge konke njengamanje kodwa siyasigqaja ngomsebenzi sesiwenzile ukuthi ezikhungweni zikagesi engaphezulu kwezikhulu ezalimala ngesikhathi sezikhukhula zonke sezibuyelile esimeni sokusebenza kodwa nakuba zingasebenzi ngaphandle kweinkinga. Sisasanda ke njengomkhandlu ukukhipha uhlelo olusha lokucishwa kukagesi ngoba siphoqelekile ngenxa ukuthi uEskom usiyalela sonke njengomunicipality kube khona lo hlelo lukacishwa kwagesi elibizwa ngo-load shedding. Lolo hlelo lolo ke lokucisha ugesi wonke imkhandlu kumele mayilenze nathi ke sesibuyeliswe kuleyo mkhandlu ekufanele ingene ngaphansi kwalolo hlelo. Shuthi load shedding seyizoba ngendlela ehlukile ingakho ke sithe ngaphambi ukuthi siqala uhlelo olusha sibe nama schedule amasha ukucishwa kukagesi ake sibe nokuxhumana nomphakathi siwazise ngeinhlelo zethu futhi sayichaza lezi inhlelo zethu size safaka ngisho ke manje imap ezokwazi ukudirect ukuthi wena ngoba uhlala kule area ugesi wangakini ucisha ngaziphi ikhathi ufola under kiphi zone ngokucishwa ngokohlelo lokucishwa kukagesi. Liyatholakala ke lelo hlelo kubo bonke abantu baseThekwini uma ngabe nje ungena ku website yethu ethi www.durban.gov.za. Indawo zezimboni zizocishelwa ugesi kusukela esigabeni sika 7 ulevel 7 amahora amane ngesikhathi. Sethemba ukuthi lokhu kuzosiza ekuhleleni indlela yokusebenza nokuvikela amathuba omsebenzi abantu bakithi ngoba uma ngabe imboni ingasasebenzi umnotho uzofadalala. Mawufadalala umnotho kuphela amathuba omsebenzi nathi njengomasipala sakwazi ukuqoqa irevenue noma ukuyisingeniso ngenyanga. Ingakho sibone kubalulekile siwa protect lamabhizinisi akhiqizayo ekwazi ukwenza imikhiqizo yawo. Kodwa lolu hlelo lusho ukuthi makufika esigabeni sika 7 esingajwayelekile nokho ukuthi kuze kufike esigabeni sika 7. Siyaqhubeka nokutshala imali kwinqala sizinda kagesi yize kunengqinamba ekhona kodwa siyifakile imali engango2 billion unyakeni wezimali lesizoqala olandelayo ukuze kuthuthukiswe futhi kunakekelwe inqala sizinda yethu kagesi. ngenxa yokucishwa kukagesi okunye okukhathaza izakhamuzi ukuphazamiseka kwenqalasizinda yamanzi. Siyazi ukuthi amanzi ethu kunama-pump stations asebenza ngama-power stations ukuze adlulise amanzi ewudlulisele emphakathini, ayaphazamiseka-ke engakwazi ukusebenza kahle. Ingakho kwezinye zezikhungo ezinkulu zokudlulisela amanzi eThekwini nezinye zendle zizokwazi ukuthi zivikelwe ukuthi zingathintwa yilolu hlelo, njengeNanda Dam, idamu elikhulu okuyilona esithatha kulona amanzi amaningi la eThekwini, iWiggins Water Treatment Works neDurban Heights elapha eReservoir Hills Water Treatment Works. Ezinye zeziteshi zethu zokumpompa amanzi sezinawo-ke zona ama-generator zizokwazi ukuthi ziqhubeke umsebenzi wenzeke noma kuthiwa ugesi ucishiwe. Kulezi ziteshi sibala kusona-ke ezinye zezikhungo ezingeke zifakwe ohlelweni lokucishwa kukagesi yiziteshi ezalimala kakhulu ngesikhathi sezikhukhula. Nizokhumbula-ke ukuthi lapha eMaran Ridge nasesiphingwe eProspectini inqalasizinda yethu kagesi yayidemejeke yonke. Ngakho-ke ukwenza lezo zindawo ngoba isa-pick up ayikabi sesimweni esisebenza kahle ngokuphelele. Kubalulekile ukuthi lezi zindawo sizivikele khona izokwazi ukuthi siqhubeke nokuyilungisa ikwazi ukusebenza ngokujwayelekile nokwamukelekile. Sinxusa-ke izakhamuzi ukuthi ikhona indlela esingenza ngayo ukuthi noma ikhona i-load shedding kodwa ingabi nomthelela omkhulu. Imiphakathi eminingi kuye ukuthi makufika i-load shedding masubuya ugesi ubuye isikhashana esincane utriphe ucishe. Into edala ukuthi ucishe ugesi ukuthi ngesikhathi esisodwa sonke sisuke saplaka izitofu, sonke sisuke saplaka amagiza, sonke sisuke saplaka amaphampa ama-swimming pool, sonke sisuke saphake ama-engines amakhulu, abanye bevule nama-heater. Yilezo zinto esicela umphakathi ukuthi siuxwayise ukuthi makuzothi makune-load shedding switch off lawo ma-appliances. Mawusuwacishile kuzothi masubuya ugesi ungabuyi ube ne-challenge ukuthi demand iphezulu kakhulu, ukwazi ukubuya ukhikhe kahle ungasheshe ucishe. Wonke umuntu-ke mase beyaxhuma kahle izinto zakhe ugesi usebenze ngendlela efanele. Ngesilungu kule nto abathi-ke is the demand management, because i-load shedding ayizukuqedwa kuphela ngokufuna isource, ngokufuna ukuthi sidistribute kangakanani, kodwa enye yezixazululo is to manage i-load yepower kagesi. Amanzi-ke nokuthuthwa kwendle eThekwini, umasipala kuney'ndawo ey'ningi asenze kuzona umehluko, futhi nezinye azoqhubeka enze kuzona umehluko ngoba siyalwazi usizo labantu bakithi mase kuza emanzini. Kunedamu-ke lapha elakhiwe lamanzi eShongweni elisendaweni elizosiza indawo yaseNgonyameni, izwe elibomvu, nayo futhi umunye umsebenzi isigaba sokuqala sokufakwa kwepayipi elingenisa amanzi esesenziwe. Isabelo sezimali sesigaba sesibili onyakeni wezimali ozayo sizoqhubeka nokwenza isigaba sesibili, ukufaka umshini wokulekelela umpompo kwamanzi ukuthi aphushwe amanzi adlulele kahle emphakathini eCattle Ridge. eCattle Ridge lokho kuzosiza umphakathi oseward 1 kwaXimba ukuthi amanzi akwazi ukuphantshwa ahambe ngendlela efanele ngayo ukuya emphakathini. Umphakathi waseMzinyathi namaphethelo nezindawo ezakhele koMatata nakhona kukhona umsebenzi omuhle esiwakhile ipayipi, ukufaka ipayipi nestage sokumpompa amanzi edamini lokugcina amanzi laseMatata ukuze sihlinzeke kangcono yonke le mphakathi ehlukumezekile kulezi zindawo. Ukwakha amadamu amabini okugcina amanzi ukuze sihlinzeke kangcono amanzi eAdams kwaMakhutha naseMbumbulo. Khona kumsebenzi esiwenzayo lapho. Ukhona futhi umsebenzi esiwenzayo esiqalayo, umsebenzi wokulungisa ipipe elikhulu laseMlazi eli-affecta ezinye zalezi indawo njengoNtsimbini koMakhutha, koFolweni noMlazi wonke nje. Umlazi unengqinamba ezinkulu zokutholakala kwamanzi. Isabelo zimali-ke sika 1 billion sonyaka wezimali ozayo sizogxila ngqo kulezi zidingo zomphakathi ukulungisa lezo zimo. Emasontweni adlule sike saba nayo inkinga ezindaweni ezilapha koNtuzuma, iNanda, iLindelani nengxenye yakwaMashu, indawo encane yakwaMashu. Lezo indawo beyithintwe ukuthi kwaqhuma isiphehli sethu sikagesi, ipower station yethu yenza umonakalo omkhulu, sangabe sisakwazi ukuphampa amanzi kulezi zindawo ukuthi afinyelele emphakathini. ngakho ke kubalekile ukuthi sikuveze manje ukuthi sijabula kakhulu ukuthi sesilungisiwe isikhungo sethu namanzi aseqale ukuyiswa emphakathini sebeqalile abantu ukwathola amanzi kodwa siyazi ukuthi zisekhona indawo ezisilele emuva ukwathola ngendlela efanele ngoba nama reservoirs ethu asagcwaliswa kanti futhi sinenhlelo zokuthi sivale lawo avuzayo emgwaqweni ukwenza ukuthi inani lamanzi esinawo likwazi ukupick up likwazi ukuservice abantu bakithi. Mayelana nokuthuthwa kwendle umasipala ubeke isabelo zimali singaphezulu ka-1.2 billion sokuphuthumisa kakhulukazi umsebenzi osuqaliwe ukulungisa indawo zokuhlanzwa kwamanzi angcolile amapayipi endle neziteshi zompompa siwabekile ke lawo waste water treatment plants ukuthi wona maphi kwi-budget speech u-2.9 billion rand osetshenziselwa ekunwetshweni nasekulungiseni izindawo zokuhlanza amanzi angcolile eziwu-16 ezingasebenzi ngokugcwele njengamanje ngenxa yomonakalo wezikhukhula kanti nanomonakalo ukuthi ngaphambi kwezikhukhula beyivese inqalasizinda yethu seyindala ngakho kubalulekile seyivuselele ukuze ibasize kahle abantu bakithi. Ukuphazamiseka kwamabhasi eMlazi sifisa ukuphakamisa izandla zombili sixolise kumphakathi waseMlazi ukuthi uke wahlukumezeka kakhulu emasontweni ambalwa adlule lapho ezokuthutha zingahambanga ngendlela ekulindeleke ngayo. Into eyenze leyo monakalo ukuthi amabhasi esinezivumelwano esisayine phansi nendlela yokusebenzisana nenkampani eoperate amabhasi kamasipala ukuthi kusetshenziswana ngalendlela nanka ama protocols akhona ibeke seyisebenzisa amabhasi isebenzisela ukuthutha abafundi ngoba iphinde ibe nenkontilaka yokuthi ithutha abafundi eMangosuthu University of Technology. Leyo nkontilaka ke ayihlanganise lutho nomkhandlu waseThekwini ngakho amabhasi aseThekwini awakwazi ukuyothutha abafundi baseMlazi sikhumbuzile ke inkampani sayikhumbuzisa isivumelwano futhi sifake inhlelo zokuthi kungaphinde kwenzeke okunjengalomshopho wenzakala ukuthi kuthathwe amabhasi aseThekwini awosetshenziselwa ukuthutha abafundi. Ngakho ke siphinde sakwazi ukuthi sibanxusa ukuthi ngomsombuluko benyusa isibalo samabhasi abuyele esimweni esijwayelekile ngomsombuluko ke bathe kusukela ngomsombuluko bazowanyusa afinyelele 130 amabhasi akhishwe ukuze athuthe abagibeli futhi kube khona ukuhleleka kahle kokuthuthwa kwabantu eMlazi. Ngifisa ukugcizelela njengomeya ukuthi ezinye futhi inkinga esibhekene nazo ukuthi amabhasi ethu ashayiswa kakhulu ngisho nalawa amashi impela udaba esisathi ake liphenywe ngaphakathi emkhandlweni yini sibe nezingozi eziningi kangaka eMlazi ngoba amaningi amasha amabhasi afakwe lapha eMlazi alimele akuma repairs nje basikhuluma nje nakho lokho kunomthelela ukuthi amabhasi ashode endaweni yaseMlazi. Sifisa ke ukuxolisa emphakathini kodwa sinethemba lokuthi umehluko usuyabonakala futhi uzoqhubeka improve insuku zonke ufinyelele la esithi khona wonke umuntu senelisekile ukuthi uthuthwa ngendlela efanele. Ukuthuthwa kukaDoti ukulahlwa kukaDoti ngomthetho lapha kule ndawo uthi ise-Electron Road eSpringfield. Uncishiswa ke ukulahlwa kukaDoti nemfucuza kule ndawo ngokungekho emthethweni kuyasilimaza kakhulu ngoba izakhamuzi zithula izikhalo zazo ukuthi ziyaphazamiseka manje ngaloya monakalo wenzeka kule ndawo. So kuncishiswa kwendawo yokulahla kuBisasa Road ngo-2016 ngenxa yokushoda kwendawo kube nomthelela kule nkinga ngoba fanele sazi ukuthi la sigcina khona uDoti kuMalenfield site nendawo esilahla khona uDoti kunemithetho elawulayo kufanele kube nomthamo othize awukwazi ukudlula lowo mthamo so fanele indawo nayo yanele lowo mthamo lo mase kubona sewudlulile sekufanele manje kugcine sekusetshenziswa nezinye indawo ukwenza ukuthi kudluliselwe usizo kubantu bakithi. Umasipala usithatha isinyathelo sokuqinisekisa ukulandelwa kwemithetho yedolobha nokukhuculula le ndawo ukuze iphephe. Sitheke ake behlale phansi besibuyele necebo namasu aphelele ukuthi yini esizoyenza ukuqeda le yankinga iphele inyale yankinga yale ndawo. Ukwakhiwa ke kwezichuse ukwakhiwa kwezichuse njengoba sonke sazi ukuthi ngo-2017 umkhandlu wathatha isinqumo sokuthi kubuya sengathi kunezichuse eziningi zobandlululo ezigcwele idolobha lethu ngakho kufanele sifake nezichuse zentando yeningi ukuthi abantu bakithi umlando ungahlanakezelwa sengathi umlando owalabo basavela ezichuseni ngakho kubalulekile sibe nazo izikhuse ezizokwazi ukuthi ziveze uhlobo lomlando owaziwa abantu baseNingizimu Afrika ngobuningi babo. Yingakho kwathatha isinqumo sokuthi esika president ubaba Oliver Reginald Tambo kanjalo nomongameli Nelson Mandela zifakwe ku church walk. Siyafisa kwethula umphakathi sezifikile lezi zikhuse sezikhona osekusele manje ukuthi kulungiselelwe ukuthi zixhunywe mase ziyafakwa ke zihleze endaweni esafe la sigcine khona ngoba zafika ngemkhumbi nangendlela ebekumele zithuthwe ngayo bekuyindlela efanele icophelele kakhulu benocophelela ngoba zingawa zife mase kulahleka imali yabahlali baseThekwini. Kodwa lezi zicuseke zakhiwa ngo-22 million rands ngoba nobukhulu bazo nobude babo zinkulu kakhulu zinde. Kodwa ke lo 22 million rand umkhandlu mawenza amathenda wabona kuyilaba ababengcono ngoba babezozakha zibe mbili ku 22 million rand kanti khona ababethi bazokwakha sibe sinye ngo 22 million rand. Ngakho ke kwathathwa ke laba ababiza kancane ukwenza ukuthi zakheke zombili. Sesiready ke ukuthi zifakwe sizomemezela ke uhlelo lokuzifaka. Insolo zokungaziphathi kahle okubhekiswe ku-city manager bezwakala emaphepheni emaradweni khulunywa ngazo nakuma TV emasontweni ambalwa ke edlule abezindaba babike ngezinsolo zokungaziphathi kahle kuka manager yedolobha lethu laseThekwini umnumzana uMusambele. Ngemuva kwalembiko kuumsebenzi wami ke njengomphathi wakhe noma njengomuntu osupervisor wakhe ekufanele ngibe seduzane nokusebenza naye uqinisekisa ukuthi imbiko ye-CIIU okubikwa ukuthi iyona leyo mbiko ekususelwe kuyona lembiko ebisabalele indaba zonke. Kubalekile ukuthi ngithule umbiko ngiwuthulele umkhandlu waseThekwini. Lo mbiko ke ngizowethula emhlanganweni nomkhandlu ozobizwa njoba engaqedwanga wonke amaphuzu izolo. Ngakho ke lo mkhandlu uzobe uqedele lamaphuzu angaqedwanga solithula udaba lika city manager senze izethulo ngalo mase umkhandlu uthatha isinqumo ngalo. Sengiyuphothulile kahle hle umbiko obhekene nalolu daba. Yingakho ke umkhandlu uzothi masuhlala siwethulele lo mbiko. Insolo ebhekene nephini le manager ebhekelene nezokuphathwa kwabasebenzi eThekwini. Umkhandlu usugunyaze imanager idolobha ukuthi iqoke umphenyi ozimele ozophenya ngezinsolo zokungaziphathi kahle kwephini le manager idolobha uDCM uNkosazana Kim Makhathini mayelana neziqu zakhe zediploma okusolakala ukuthi ngeyomgunyathi kanye nezinye futhi iziqu engazange iqinisekiswe ukuthi zikhona. Lokhu ke sikwenza konke ngoba silawulwa ama-regulations abhekelene nokudisciplinwa kwama-senior managers alawulwa ukudisciplinwa kwama-senior managers njengokulawulwa ke nayi-Systems Act. Umphenyi kulindeleke ethule umbiko nezincomo zakhe kwimanager idolobha kungakapheli izinsuku eziwu-30 eqokiwe. Imanager idolobha kumele yethule umbiko umphenyi ozimele emkhandlwini kungakapheli izinsuku eziyisikhombisa ewutholile leyo mbiko kuthathwe izinqumo ngalolu daba. Lezo zinqumo ke izobe ebheka lokho kulandelayo whether kumele kuthathelwe inyathelo uDCM zokuqondisa izigwegwe noma cha. Ukubheka ukuthi izinsolo zokungasiphathi kahle zibucayi noma azikho bucayi ngaleyo ndlela kangakanani nenqubo yokuqondiswa kwezigwegwe okumele ilandelwe umasipala. Excuse me. Usekela mphathi dolobha uzocelwa ukuba anikeze izizathu kungakapheli izinsuku eziyisikhombisa zokuthi kungani kungafanele amiswe emsebenzini ngesikhathi kusaqhubeka uphenyo. Lezi insuku eziwu7 fanele ingapheli ke after njoba sekuthathwa isinqumo secouncil uzombhalela city manager ukuthi amnikeze u7 days insuku eziyisikhombisa mase phendulile ucity manager uzobe sebuyisa lo mbiko emkhandlwini. Imicimbi ephathelene nokuthuthukiswa kwedolobha nezokuvakasha sifuna ukushayela ihlombe elikhulu bonke ababamba iqhaza kwi-International Table Tennis Federation Championship ebila eNkosi Albert Luthuli International Convention Center ebe enkulu impumelelo. Kuzokhumbuleka ke ukuthi lemidlalo imidlalo le eseze kabini eAfrika. ukugcina kwayo yagcina eCairo eEgypt ngo1939. Futhi senze siqopha umlando njengethe ukuthi imidlalo esinesikhathi eside yangake yafika eAfrika iphinde ivakashele lapha eAfrika. Ngakho ke siyafisa kakhulu ukuthi sibonge kakhulukazi kuyiphathimandla zale midlalo, sibonge kuhulumeni wethu kazwelonke nowesifundazwe ngokubambisana nathi njengedolobha ukuthi lemidlalo ibe impumelelo. Lokhu ke kuyinkomba zokuthi idolobha lethu lisakwazi ukusingatha imicimbi emikhulu emkhulu kakhulu emhlabeni wonke yomhlaba wonke jikelele. Izizwe ebezila ama countries akadela ebelinganiselwa kwa44 amane 44 countries akade fikela ezobamba iqhaza kule midlalo. Kodwa ngizokusho njengemeya nje ngingahloniza ukuthi akusiphathi kahle. Sifuna le midlalo ye-table tennis siyifake la eThekwini, siyivukuze ngoba kule championship abantu abagcine becompete iChina icompete yodwa ngoba iChina le midlalo isiyifakile isegazini layo, isemzweni yegazi layo. Manje nathi ke fanele sibafake abantu abasha ngoba imidlalo ebalekile le yokuthi kukwazi ukuthi kwenziwe ezemidlalo ikwazi ukwenza uzinzi ezweni nasedolobheni lakithi nokubambisana nje iunity kubantu bakithi. Ngakho ke ngomgqibelo silindeleke ukuthi siphinde futhi sibambe eminye imidlalo emikhulu kakhulu umjaho oka48 we-Comrade Marathon ozosuka eMaritzburg uzophelela ePeople's Park. Lo umjaho omkhulu futhi nawo onomlando ukuthi ukuhlangana kwabantu ukubambisana ngespirit secomradeship, ukubambisana ukuze kuqhutshezelwe isimo sempilo nesenhlala kahle phambili kuzakwazi ukufezeka ngemidlalo enjengale ukuthi ilethe uzinzo nasemadolobheni nasezizweni sonke ezweni lethu. Njengodolobha ke elisayikhotha amanxeba ngemumva kwenhlekelele eziningi ukubalwa kuzona izikhukhula, ukuqhubeka kokusingatha izikhukhula, ukutapa, iCovid-19. So kodwa ukuqhubeka kokusingathwa imicimbi emikhulu njengale yamazwe omhlaba wonke kuyinkomba ke zokuthi siyidolobha impela elivukayo manje, elivuka liyithathe kwakhulukazi kwezokuvakasha ukuthi siqhubekele phambili. Sinxusa kuzona zonke ke inhlaka esibambisene nazo ukuba sisebenzisane nathi ukuze kusheshiswe ukuhanjiswa kwezidingo kuthuthukiswe nesimo senhlalo nesomnotho kubantu baseThekwini. Kodwa njengemeya yenu ngizobe ngingekho kule weekend, ngibheke eLondon ngiyokwamukela izivumelwane, ngisayine izivumelwano ngokusemthethweni sokusingatha omunye futhi umcimbi omkhulu kakhulu omhlaba wonke ozobuxoxa udingada indaba ezibalulekile ze-climate change, ukushintsha kwesimo sezulu, lo ozobuwenzelwe la eThekwini. Ngakho ke siyothatha ke lo mkomelo ukuthi yithi manje esasinikeza igunya lisemthethweni lokusingatha lo mhlangano omkhulukazi. Ngakho ke sicela ukubonga kakhulu kubantu baseThekwini ngokubekezela kwabo, sizwile inkinga zabo, siyibambisene nabo futhi zikhona inhlelo zokuthi sizilungise. Ama-budget siwafakile, kwamanye ama-budget nje besiwaphasa sizolo ngama-decisions kamasipala izolo, sinikeze abakwa-parks u25 million. Hayi ngonyaka wemali ozayo, kulo nyaka esiqedayo manje njengoba kuphela uJune fanele beyosebenza before kuphela uJune ukuthi begijimise lezi inkinga zamapaki, ukusikwa kukatshani, begijimise indaba zama-ground, zonke lezi zinto ezihluphayo. Sanikeza futhi abemgwaqo u10 million. Lo 10 million ukuthi abagijimise uhlelo lokuthi lezi indawo engenalo itiyela siyofaka itiyela kulawo mawadi akhala ngetiyela. Ngeke siqede wonke kodwa kuzofakwa itiyela. Saphinde futhi sakhipha u2.5 million rand sawunikeza laba abasisingathele amakhishi, ama-soup kitchens. Kunamawadi eThekwini awu18 akade sale ngaphandle engenawo lama-soup kitchens. Siyafaka kuwonke kamawadi azophelela wonke abe 111 amawadi aseThekwini abe nama-soup kitchens. Ama-soup kitchens igama elibi lama-soup kitchens, ngcono sithi nutrition program. Ngoba uthi soup kitchen ngazi thola isobho kanti tholakala ukudla okuphelele full meal. So kubalekile ke sisho ukuthi le nutrition program yethu izosabalala konke amawadi aseThekwini. So siyifakile ke imali, sabanikeza futhi ukuthi beqedele imigwaqo eminye edinga ukugravelwa sabanikeza zonke lezo imali. So ke sabanikeza ngisho imali yokuthenga imishini ukuthi akuthenga imishini ezokwazi ukulekelela ekwenzeni imisebenzi. So yonke ke leyo nto izokwenza umehluko edolobheni lakithi. Siyabonga.
Colleagues, this is the opportunity for you to pose questions to Bab Mayor, supported by his panel, Deputy Mayor and CFO. I will take the badges and they will go through those questions. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and CFO and colleagues. I'm Stephen Makane from the Daily Newspaper, independent newspapers. Mine is, I've got two, but the other one of us understands. Appealing to the community, Mr. Mayor, to desist from taking employees when they deliver services to the communities, within the communities. What other measures is the city putting in place to deal with this problem? Because this is a big problem that is causing quite a lot of disturbances, as well as eating into the budget process.
You can ask both first.
The second one, has the council decided on where to install statues?
igama from Ilanga Newspaper. Umbuzo wokuqala bakumeya ngicela ukuthola hlampe ama-stats ezobala indaba yokuthi kunama-hijackings ey'moto zamasipala ezenzakalayo emkhathazweni ukubulawa kwabanye abayisebenzi. Hlampe ama-stats ame kanjani, bangaki abasebenzi hlampe seninabo asebulewe nokuthi ingabi iy'moto esey'ntshontshiwe zamasipala entobeni zethu amahlala ukuthi baphephe. Umbuzo lwesibili, izolo ubale imali engango-1 million for uhlelo le-driver's license yabafundi. Mhlawumbe ucela ukubrekela down lolo hlelo luzosebenza kanjani, i-criteria obani abafundi abazoqualifya ukuthola lolo hlelo bathole iy'ncwadi zokushayela. Ngiyabonga.
Nobile from ENCA. Our question is about the tariff hikes. We do know that we've spoken to some of the ratepayers. They seem to be quite unhappy with regards to the tariffs. So we want to know, what will the municipality perhaps be doing? Will you be speaking to them? Is there anything that's going to happen? Because we do understand that going forward they're looking into legal action. And number two, we do understand that the M4 bridge linking Palito and Umhlanga was severely damaged over a year ago, but it seems like there hasn't been much movement in terms of fixing it. So then the question is, why has the municipality not begun yet constructing, and what is the time frame in terms of fixing the roadway?
All right, thank you. We'll take those for now. What else are we doing to prevent or deal with the challenge of hijackings and states around those hijackings? Where are we going to locate the statues? How is the driver's license program going to work? What else are we going to do around the tariffs, other than some of the adjustments we've already done, and progress with the M4 bridge? Thank you, Dr. Makane.
Thank you very much, colleagues, for your questions. Let's start with the measures put in place to protect our employees. DM is responsible, will cover that. Part of the interventions that we have put in place, which includes the recruitment of 400 police officers on annual basis. Because we want to reduce the cost of hiring private security. We want Metro Police to have capacity to escort our employees. So in those dangerous spots. The second issue is about the statues. Yes, a decision has been taken by the council, and there were political parties which were not happy. I'm not here to represent their own unhappiness, But the fact of the matter is, as a mayor, I communicate decisions as a mouthpiece of the council. So a decision was taken that we need to install them. So they are going to be installed here at Churchwalk, azoba ingxenyale precincts, azoba visible, njoba sithi makhulu, azobonakala. I may not have stats on the number of deaths and the number of how many vehicles have been hijacked, but it's happening on daily basis. There's a stats I can give you. On daily basis, as we are seated here, we expect any report that our staff have been attacked. So it's happening almost every day. It may not be only the injuries and the death, but also the property of the municipality gets stolen. The team will be finalizing the final details in terms of the driving licenses, but let me tell you how we introduced this. We've been interacting with young people through different platforms, and they've been raising with us that sometimes we get our degrees, and what become an impediment is driver's license, because they say produce a driver's license before we employ you. So we said you need to intervene. As we are intervening in various aspects of their lives, including the bursaries that we give them to go and start in institutions of higher learning, including the money we give them, we grant to those from needy families to go and access higher education as an entry fee. So we are doing that. There are many programs. Even today, when I leave you here, I'm going to Mbumbulu to open a youth center of excellence where we put computers, and those computers, they enable young people to use digital platforms to apply for jobs, so that it shades away the reason for you to spend your little money as a bus fare or taxi fare to come to town and get forms and fill those forms and spend another money to come back and submit such forms. So those are the interventions. So this became part of the interventions. They said, can you add this intervention? So we are adding it. We'll add it to the graduates, we'll add it to those who are doing matric, so that by the time they get out of matric, in case they don't get to higher education, but they have a tool for them to be employed. And we'll be directing this to those families which are needy, those families who can't afford, the child-headed families, the pensioners, and all of that, all those who belong to our indigent register, those that will be applying. Of course, we'll start small, and it will grow gradually to what we want to see it as a good response. They are going to finalize the exact criteria when they put an advert in place. That is administrative. So for me as a politician is to announce that a policy decision has been taken, and that policy decision that we must intervene. So now they'll deal with the details at the administrative level. The M4, we know about it. The challenge is that the Department of Transport in the province Department of Transport gave to Sanral to assist them in reconstructing that bridge. Sanral had some delays, experienced some delays, and Department of Transport decided to bring it back to them. So the last time I checked, they were processing the contract to finalize that. So we don't foresee further challenges. We hope that if they have not started, we hope that they will start soon if they have not started. So that's an information that we can share. Thank you very much, DM.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Greetings to the colleagues. On the issue that was raised by the colleague from Ilanga, as a municipality, we are having a program of recruiting 400 metropolis. To respond to your question, also on top of that, we said even though financially we might not be in a position where we'll say we now have enough metropolis personnel, but however, with the new technology, we are also introducing what is called smart policing, where we'll also be investing a lot of money into installation of cameras in some of the hotspots that we have in our municipality, because when you are dealing with the issues of crime, you must also be in a position to understand that the resources might also be a challenge in order for you to have more police, yet also you have other approach that you may use in that regard. And it's also very important to highlight on the issues of tariffs. When we're doing the engagement with the public, we have different sectors that we're engaging on. Also highlighting the fact that when we are looking at the colleagues, the ratepayers, they also falls within that ambit. And there were different views, even from other sectors. Hence, as the municipality, we respect all the sectors of community we're engaging with. Currently, we now have the budget, which was passed in last night's council meeting. But however, we are not shutting doors of engagement, because with all the sectors, we don't only engage with them during the budget. We now have a constant meeting that we engage with them, because at the end of the day, as a municipality, we account to all the sectors of the community. Yes, we know there are contents, but however, when we are dealing with these issues, at the end of the day, you might not be in a position of saying that you have satisfied everyone. But we are happy in saying that in most of the contents which were raised by our community, we have responded to them. Because when you are dealing with the issue of tariffs, you must also put the fact of saying the municipality must be run. In order to run the municipality, in order to implement the IDP, you need the resources. But understanding also that fact, you also need to take into consideration the issue of economic challenges. Yet, when we're presenting our budget, that's why we also had session of saying, okay, in all these budget meetings, what were the issues of our community? We did that. So with the issue of our colleagues saying they are going to court and all those issues, we think that we'll have a room of engaging them in some of those. Also highlighting the fact that when you are a South African, it's your right to do and also to use the court. But we also want to make a current clause to say to them, let us also sit down and engage in these matters moving forward. But we also acknowledge and respect them as a sector. But however, we are working with all the sectors in our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe just to say one thing that as DM has just confirmed, that we'll continue to persuade. And we understand that these are not satisfactory reductions, because some they even said you mustn't charge any tariff. So you can't run government without charging tariffs, because the bulk of the money that constitute the budget comes from tariffs, rates, water, electricity, and all these services. But all what we are saying, we are a city that experienced devastating disasters, these floods, the unrest, COVID-19, so that has crippled our economy. So we are in a process of rebuilding our economy. For that process to succeed, we require to collect revenue and require to ensure that to fix all these services and infrastructure challenges that we are faced with, we need money to do that. So what DM is saying is that we won't stop them to go to court, but we'll persuade them that let's create a platform and continue engaging. And we don't want to talk a lot with them. We want to improve services so that it's services that talk on our behalf with the ratepayers. Because all what they want to see is street lights that are working. All what they want to see no sewer leaks in their areas, overgrown veggies. Those are the things that already we are starting to respond on them, and we respond successfully. Yes, we are not going to be 100% because it is a journey. It's a journey that we must walk with members of the committee to ensure that our areas are clean and we service everybody as expected. So we appeal to the committee members to work with us. We understand the challenges of economy. On the other side, there are competing priorities and the needs of the community. On the other side, we need to govern the city that is financially stable, the city which is rated one of the best performing cities in terms of financial sustainability in South Africa. There are 8 metros. This is one of those metros. We are number 2 if we're not number 1. So we always exchange the numbers with Cape Town. Sometimes in finances they come number 1, number 2, or we're number 1, they are number 2. So that on its own, even it is reflected on the comments by Treasurer, National Treasurer, that our budget is a balanced, credible budget and sustainable budget. So therefore, they approved it that we can go ahead to implement this budget. But we want to appeal to committee members that let's work together. We are on the right track in terms of going back and rebuild, fixing infrastructure. It's not going to happen now and everything will be done within 11th hour, but we need to walk this journey together. And by so doing, we'll start seeing the city that we all dream about. Even when we look at the previous years, this city have been performing well. It is possible. We do have hope. We do have confidence that our teams will work hard. So if CFO have got something to respond to. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, But Mayor, we have a question from Simon Sonekas, who's joining us online. He is from Irapo. His question is around the issue of Councillor Ngiba. He would like a comment from the Mayor on the Speaker's recommendation to Provincial Copter about removing Councillor Ngiba as a councillor. He also would like the Mayor's comment on the opposition saying that they are considering a motion of no confidence against the Speaker in relation to the issue of Councillor Ngiba.
Thank you very much, Simon, on that question. Firstly, the issue of Councillor Ngiba, we run the municipality and the Speaker ran the municipality guided by the legal framework. The Structures Act, it dictates that you only cease to be a councillor when you pass on. You only cease to be a councillor when you are not regarded as a person who's in good state of mind, because you can't be elected as a councillor, by the way. So the Electoral Act prevents it, but if it happens when you're a councillor, those may form part of the reasons. But if you have committed crime and you are arrested and you are convicted, then you need to vacate the position. So those are some of the reasons that are put in the Structures Act. So what the Speaker has done, the Speaker of the municipality has followed those steps, and he has been finding it difficult to communicate with the councillor who's in custody, but we've been sending communication even to the addresses where the councillor resides to get responses. The Speaker has followed all the processes, because it is not a decision of the Speaker to fire the councillor or to remove the councillor. It is the power vested with the MEC for Copter. So what the council decided upon yesterday is that Councillor Ngiba, through the report presented by the Speaker, has been absent for more than 3 consecutive meetings. So therefore the Speaker have tried everything to communicate, because you can't remove him on the basis that he's in custody. There is no law or regulation which says that when you are in custody you must be removed. The law says when we are convicted. So now we had to follow that. So the result of our engagement yesterday and the resolution was that we recommend to the MEC of Copter to fire the councillor on the basis of his attendance to meetings of the council and committees. So those are the basics. It's not the basis that he's still not yet convicted. We don't get into that, but the reasons are clear and they've been investigated properly. He has been given the opportunity to respond to the speaker, to give the reasons why really he can't be considered as a person who has breached the statutes. So it's important that we clarify that. So that recommendation, it was agreed by the majority vote of our municipality. The issue that the speaker, the vote of no confidence, the speaker explained yesterday in the council meeting that even the vote of no confidence to the mayor, I did not say anything. I said it must come and it is the council that must decide. So if any council has got a right through the rules to raise a motion on vote of no confidence, I think I've survived how many? 2? Yeah, somewhere there. So the speaker says, I'm open, I'm subject to you as a council. So if you think I did not do well here, but we as ANC, the majority party and the parties we work with, we agreed that he handled the matter very well. That's why we supported him. And we'll face that vote of no confidence when it shows its ugly head. So we'll deal with it when it presents itself to us.
It was just that one.
That one? Okay, thank you.
Colleagues,
Just come up from AMQ. There are 2 questions. One for Vice for Kawachaka. Following up on the questions that were put in when the water exhibition is 1% going to affect tourists. Just give us the balance of how much is spending on the community to provide private security support staff from both electricity and water supplies.
Bese ngithi usuqedile ngami kodwa awungami
we are now commissioning for the council commission. How is that going to different from what the council had? Or what people this one say, of course, was
are there any other? Is this the last batch of questions? Okay. All right.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good morning to you. Good morning to media colleagues. The security challenge for training services, especially water.
And that goes to 100 million per annum as far as the security. We've set aside those funds to support water and sanitation because every time there is a leakage, we need to go there and fix those things. With respect to electricity, we've not unpacked because so far the impact is not as severe as water and sanitation. Thank you very much.
The other one, but Mayor, is around why another investigation related to this MRT.
Yeah, you can see the difference that the chartered accountant, when he responds with numbers. Yeah, he doesn't put politics there. So I think he's doing very well. That's why we appointed him. He's qualified, more than qualified. Because don't think that because of the media spats on the qualifications, we employ people who are not qualified. He's the doctor beyond being the chartered accountant with PhD. So that's what we are producing in this municipality. Let me then come back to the question. The question is that there was an investigation. Those details were presented in the report yesterday. But there's still a need to further verify because there were consent which were not given. Those consent will have to be sourced and then further investigations. But we can't get into more details because the matter is still the matter of the council. It has not been finalized. And we need to protect her rights as an individual because these are still remaining allegations up until they are found not to be allegations. They are a true reflection of what is happening. So we need to protect her rights and ensure that we present to you a full report. Please wait for that report. I gave you the timelines. 7 days, she must respond. 30 days, the investigator must bring back the report. The council must pronounce itself. After that, we call you. We tell you what is the pronouncement by the council. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think on the issue of security police, when you report about them, quite often you reduce these things to resin sense, and you forget the toll it takes on the employees that highlight every time they go to work. But also if you look at the cost of trying to secure municipal assets as well go around doing work, you can see that these hijackings are definitely trying against the people of activities, because this is why they should be going to service delivery. But my appeal is that when you report about these things, let's not forget the psychological trauma and the physical trauma of employees who are now fearful to drive these vehicles and go to communities to render services. On that note, I'd like to thank our panel, Dr. Mayor and the MCFO. Thank you very much. Thank you, colleagues, for your time, and if any of you would like to have one-on-ones with any of the panel members, we provide that opportunity. For the rest of us, thank you very much. Please join us for some snacks before you disappear. Thank you, colleagues.